Hello, welcome to the market recap. It is Wednesday, January 10th, 2024, and we are just wrapping up the end of a very exciting market day, very bullish ahead of CPI tomorrow. I thought I'd start out with some notes. I think it kind of helps frame what we were looking at when we were opening the market at pre-market, at market open, then how the day transpired. So this is just a quick summary, and then we'll look at the charts. NASDAQ, we opened this morning with a 4-hour rising wedge that broke bull, and that tends to happen in a very bullish market where rising wedges break bull. ES broke through the double top, that 48.03 of Monday and Tuesday high. It broke through that. Meta and Amazon had upgrades, so they had relative strength pre-market. We had Microsoft positioned so well this morning in pre-game and pre-market. It was gapping up. We'll look at that one. NVIDIA had a rest day, kind of sideways just above VWAP, but it was still green. Considering the crazy days it's had Monday and Tuesday, for it to close green today, that's pretty impressive. Tesla, we were looking for a weekly higher low. It was at the daily 200 MA. We had some 4-hour RSI bull divergence. We got a trade on that today in the market open show. Bitcoin ETF just kind of took over all the news headlines today. It was Bitcoin this, ETF that. Mara and Coin had a lot of volatility if you were taking advantage of it. Ethereum outperformed Bitcoin overall. The market environment dossier table, this is just a table I show the pre-gamers and I show our members, and this is a way that I can objectively, even though some parts of this are arbitrary and subjective, these are the pieces of the puzzle that I put together. I always say that I wake up in the morning and all the puzzle pieces are dumped on the floor, and I have to pick them up one by one and start forming a puzzle and putting it back together. So overall, we had a more bullish than bearish thesis going into the day. Apple had relative weakness today, but it did not weigh on the market. The market was still able to get past Apple weakness. And then at the end of the day, we had a clean 4-hour rejection from the ES 4828 level, which was the same thing that happened yesterday, super clean. And then we had a clean rejection from 17,000 psychological. So that's just kind of a story, if you will, of how the day kind of developed. So tomorrow, we have CPI. CPI has the ability to really rock the markets because we have algos, lots of algos. So we have algos with the initial reaction, and then we get a high low, and then we actually have humans step in and apply their brains and say, wait a minute, is this bullish? Is this bearish? Was this already priced in? And they start digesting it, and then you get the real reaction. We've seen major reversal days on CPI, so brace yourself tomorrow, and I hope that your position correctly, and by correctly I mean for your account, whatever that risk management profile looks like for you. And we have initial jobless claims tomorrow and the 30-year bond auction. So, and we have PPI Friday, bank earnings Friday, United Healthcare, Delta Airlines, Citigroup. Lots of big earnings start on Friday as we kick off earnings season. All right, let's take a look at some charts. Looking at the 4-hour here, we were able to get through this double top of 4803, 4804, and then we double top pretty cleanly off this 4828 rejection. But overall, I would say this is pretty bullish. So if we zoom out, we are looking at a potential weekly bull flag. You show me this daily chart and I say, wait a minute, this could be a diamond bearish reversal pattern forming, or it could be a megaphone forming. Either way, the higher time frame actually carries more weight. And in this scenario, it's the weekly, and the weekly has a potential bull flag. And that's the direction I'm looking as long as the market is telling me to do that. And it's definitely telling me to do that. On NASDAQ, we have, sorry about that, my dog is barking. Weekly bull flag potential on NASDAQ as well. And that indeed could be a daily diamond bearish reversal pattern as well. And we saw a rejection today from 17,000 psychological. So we hit 16983 in this morning's pregame and on this morning's live stream. I talked about the importance of psychological round numbers when we're looking at futures. It comes into play a lot. And actually toward the end of the day, let me see if I can find that post. I like to show you how we interact with each other in chat. So here, so we had that ES double top, and I had posted about it at 12:34, and then we got the rejection 40 minutes later. And then yesterday, same thing. We were looking for that potential double top rejection, and it happened. NASDAQ. Today, an hour and a half ago, I was like, watch it. We're up here at 17,000 psychological, and we got that rejection. Okay, so this can look rising wedgy, but what is a rising rising wedge? A rising wedge is just a series of higher highs and higher lows, and there's nothing bearish about higher highs and higher lows. So we're bullish until we're not. And when you zoom out, we have plenty of room for a daily higher low. That CPI would really have to rock the market in order for us to get a lower low. So if we were to get hourly oversold tomorrow, I think that would be a gift delivered to us for a potential long. All right, RTY. RTY was definitely an underperformer today, and I would not say necessarily that bulls have made enough room for a daily higher low. That is not a given there. And we had the Dow pretty strong today. And just another note that the Dow never lost the daily uptrend, and this is a potential weekly bull flag. We have Bitcoin with volatility all over the place. Look at these wicks. These wicks, think about them like a syringe where you're syringing up into liquidity and then you absorb it. And the same thing with the down wicks. Those down wicks is where you go into that block and then you absorb that liquidity. So it's like a syringe. And I like to visualize that. These are probes of liquidity where bulls and bears are trying to find blocks of support and or resistance. So right now, this is very choppy. I would have a very difficult time trading this myself. I am staying away from it for now. I only trade on Coinbase as far as crypto, so I can't short. I'm not really interested in trading Bitcoin at this point. Ethereum has been beautiful. Beautiful daily squeeze and break. It's beautiful. So on Ethereum, you could be looking for back burners to trade on Ethereum 5 and 15 minute oversold conditions for potential longs. We have the dollar has been in a very tight pattern for days now. And we have a potential weekly bear flag. So my bull case is we have a potential ES weekly bull flag. We have a potential NASDAQ weekly bull flag. We have a potential dollar weekly bear flag. And then looking at VIX, did I accidentally delete the VIX? Looking at the VIX, we have a potential weekly 2-week bear flag on the VIX. So bull flags potential on ES and on Microsoft and NASDAQ, and then potential weekly bear flag on the dollar there, and a potential 2-week bear flag on the VIX. That's 5 pieces of data. And if I'm building evidence, like I'm saying, this is my case, here's my case for the bulls, and here's my pieces of evidence. I just built that case very well, I think. So Microsoft had a beautiful move today. Let's go ahead and look at that. That was my favorite trade of the day. This was my Queen of the Mountain trade, and that's just what I affectionately call my favorite trade of the day. And it was my Queen of the Mountain in pregame, and I traded this live with our members. So the high of yesterday was 375.99. Bears were unable to reclaim yesterday's range. That is bullish, and that is a long signal. So I shared with the members. I actually went to my Dom in Thinkorswim, and I showed them my entry at 238, and these went over $7 today, which is 700. So I paid $238 for each call, and they went over $700 each. So and we didn't experience a ton of decay because of the strike price that I chose, 377.50, because it was in the money. Even though we were hovering near high of day, the decay didn't really get us because it was in the money. So it closed beautifully. A little frustrating it didn't get that 384.30, but there is nothing wrong with this chart. Absolutely nothing. This is a beautiful chart with a beautiful squeeze. So I hope if you're a TCG member, you got that trade today. The other trade that I took live was Tesla. And let me give you my reasoning for that. On 4 hour, at the time, we were trending down on price, but RSI, we had some bullish divergence. Daily, we were at the 200 MA. I'm sorry, there's a lot of lines in here. Let me see if I can get rid of one. But I like that there are a lot of lines there. That means there's confluence. So we were at the daily 200 MA. Odds favor a weekly higher low. Despite Tesla's weakness, odds favor a weekly higher low. We were approaching support, approaching the daily 200 MA, and the market was bouncing. So it had some falling wedge type behavior. Let me scroll back and show you this. Getting lower lows, a ton of follow through. So I took an entry on the break of this high right here, and I posted that for the members. And I took 3 different exits. All of them were profitable. And I also suggested the 235 calls, I believe, at 250, and they went to about 350 today. So we had some fun live trading on live stream. And we do that most mornings. So I went over the dossier. Now let me make sure I go through all these charts. Okay, I wanted to take a look at XLF. So XLF will be hugely impacted by earnings on Friday. XLV, it got its act together and had a good pop, which again, we have the JPM Healthcare Conference happening this week, and CES, which is affecting technology with different headlines that are coming out. Apple was weak most of the day and then decided to join the party at the end of the day, which just helped things. Mara, extreme volatility. I traded this one a couple times today. Microsoft, of course, was my favorite trade of the day. Tesla gave back more than it should. It couldn't get over the daily 50 MA. I shouldn't say more than it should. What should a stock do? There should be no expectations, and we just take what the stock gives us. Meta had some strength this morning with the upgrade, and it performed very well. This is a beautiful chart. TAN is a chart that I brought up in pregame as a possible long. So this is a potential swing idea. We have finally filled this gap. We're at the daily 50 MA and we're looking for a weekly higher low. If I'm not mistaken, we had some bullish divergence. Yeah, we had RSI bullish divergence on this one as well. So that's one of the ideas that I had. Amazon performed beautifully today. No problems there. NVIDIA went sideways most of the day, but my God, look at this move. Look at the move Monday and Tuesday. It finished up 2% green and it was sideways. I think any stock would take that. So I think that's it for the recap. Thank you for joining me, and TCG members, I'll see you tomorrow.